Comedy Film Nerds Podcast.
Foreign language film, A Fantastic Woman. The Insult, Loveless. On Body and Sand.
Soul.
Sand, soul, whatever. And The Square.
I have not seen any of these.
I've heard, marketing-wise, the one I've heard the most about is The Insult. And I've actually seen On Body and Soul, which was a very odd movie about two people who work in a slaughterhouse.
Ooh.
And they each have dreams that they're deer and that they get together at night as deer in the dreams. So,
Maybe I won't see everything
Yes.
nominated this year.
but now I
The
will
Square
say
is super
this.
long and has comedic elements, so that's why I think it's
Okay.
out of the running.
But the one thing I will say about, as weird as that sounds, the actual performances in On Body and Soul of the actual people that were having the dreams, like they just showed they did a really good job of showing these people as broken, and then how they would actually get together and how they would relate to each other. The weirdest part that just didn't seem to fit was the crux of the movie, where there's just these dreams of them being deer in the woods. So, but like the rest of it, like of the actual personal interaction and the way the performances was all really solid.
I'm going to say A Fantastic Woman's going to win.
Yeah, that seems like
Just the buzz I'm
I
hearing.
hear a bunch of good. Yeah, I just hear good things about it. It seems legit, you know.
The trailer for The Insult is interesting, but I think The Fantastic Woman's going to win.
Loveless has a 93 on the tomato meter, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about that movie.
I'm gonna go. Should Fantastic Woman will The Insult?
Interesting.
And that is not really based on any scientific method.
I know that's the thing is I'm just going into this one with so little information, but I have heard great things about A Fantastic Woman, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go should and will Fantastic Woman.
Should will. All right. Doc feature. Abacus small enough to jail. Faces. Icarus. Last Man in Aleppo. Strong Island. I tell you right now. Should Abacus small enough to jail, which is about there was one bank that got prosecuted after the 2008 crash, and it was this teeniest little Chinese bank, which showed you how nonsense the system was. But I think they'll go Last Man in Aleppo because that supports the American imperial war machine's unjust war in Syria. Graham Elwood, political vigilante, everybody.
Well, Icarus is about doping. A guy decides he wants to dope up to go in some bike races and see if it increases his performance. And then he meets the guy that was in charge of the whole Russian doping scandal and befriends him and sort of kind of helps him out when the guy
That's Icarus?
the guy gets in trouble. Yeah, and I haven't seen Last Man in Aleppo and Strong Island, but they are available on iTunes, on Netflix, along with Icarus. So I will be seeing those soon. I don't know anything about this Abacus movie. I mean, small enough to jail sounds makes it sound intense, but I think they're going to go light this time. Faces and Places I have seen, and it's delightful.
Really?
It's all about just people spreading love through art. It's about a famous director and a photographer and a young photographer and an older lady director, and they travel around together, meeting people in different places and taking pictures of them, and then creating these really fantastic murals in the town where they meet these people.
Is this your should will?
It's my should will, yeah. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I wish I was more informed and seen everything in this category, but just also based on the just what people say about it. It's just fun to watch a documentary that's actually fun and heartwarming throughout. Like, there's not a lot of sad parts.
Chris, what are you going to do?
Well, just judging from just what you guys have said, I'm going to go should will on Faces Places. I think they might go a little lighter too.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't. It's just hard to know where they're going to go, and I don't know what Strong Island's about. I mean, it sounds like it's a place where
Well, there's this
people
island.
are very strong.
Yeah, and it's strong.
Yes.
and they live,
Kind of isolated.
they're surrounded by water,
It's like Venice Beach, right?
but they're not
Isn't it?
they're not strong enough to swim somewhere better.
More like
apparently.
Catalina.
Yeah.
Animated feature, we have The Boss Baby, The Breadwinner, Coco, Ferdinand, and Loving Vincent. This is another one of those categories where if you make an animated feature film that year,
It tends
chances
to
are
be.
it's going to be nominated.
It tends to be. I'm a little pissed Lego Batman didn't get in there, especially over fucking Ferdinand is just about this stupid bull that doesn't want to fight.
Well, it's also it was an old Disney
Short
cartoon.
Disney short. Yeah. They covered it perfectly in a short. I like
Right.
flowers, not fighting. Thanks for
Right.
coming by, Ferdinand.
Yeah.
This one they really drag it out. I mean, it's not terrible.
I mean, can you imagine the pitch? Well, it's an animated John Cena vehicle.
And the Boss Baby, is not as bad as you'd imagine it's going to be, but that's why you give something an award for not being as bad as it could have been.
Boss Baby, I honestly thought I would be the only one in the room that has seen it. But
saw it,
you
yeah.
saw it.
Yeah.
It was one of those movies where
It's different than what you expect, kind of.
it's different, and also it's like, well, I have children, so I was going to see this movie, and you know what? It wasn't a bad kids movie.
It's very,
Like-
even though it takes place just in a house with a baby and an older brother, it's very actiony.
right.
It's got a lot of action,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very colorful, but
It was.
I just
average.
never
It was-
completely
it was-
bought into the premise of why is this fucking baby talking.
Honestly, it's.
It was just an excuse to get Alec Baldwin to talk
Yeah.
like.
I
Yeah.
guess so, but they also didn't.
it's
The
an-
baby doesn't look enough. Like they should have made him look more like Alec Baldwin.
It's an average animated movie at best.
Do you know how Pixar, like, they get famous people to be the voices, but they're so perfectly cast, and just because he's got like a gruff, it's weird because I loved him on 30 Rock,
Right.
but there's just something about him being the voice of the baby is really the least interesting thing about the baby, and that's how they marketed it.
Pretty much. I mean,
Or
it was
at
him
least
in all the commercials.
It does. It's not the movie's not like
I just feel like nothing
could have been
is-
better.
Yeah, I feel like Coco is just head and shoulders above all of this.
It's,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I haven't seen Coco, but Loving Vincent, I guess, is a very beautiful to look at because it's a lot of
Now, Loving
Vincent Van
Vincent-
Gogh.
Yeah, I saw like a almost like a DVD extra on it already, like on YouTube, and they went through like the way the movie was actually made, and the frames were actually painted like like his paintings. So you can
And
imagine,
then they move.
yeah, how long that must have taken. But here's the thing: then when they would show the images all together and like how the movie was put together, it like started giving me a headache. So it was just the way the animation was put together. I'm like, I didn't.
And
I could appreciate it, but I didn't like it.
And you guys don't know anything about The Breadwinner?
No, I saw The Breadwinner.
Oh, you did? Because
I
it's
did.
on Netflix.
Yes, and it was if you want a depressing animated movie,
That's the
watch
one.
The Breadwinner.
Okay.
Yeah,
So is everybody going Shoodwill with Coco? What do you think?
but I want to say one thing about The Breadwinner is
cocoa.
if you if you were curious or if you've forgotten how horrible the Taliban is and you want to see it in animated form,
Right.
you could definitely check it
It's
out.
like them being mean to children with big eyes.
It's
Big sad eyes.
like it wasn't Grave of the Fireflies depressing, but it was close. It was that kind of like animated movie. But the thing about it was it wasn't like there wasn't anything groundbreaking about the animation itself. Like it was pretty traditionally put together as far as an animated movie. It was just depressing and showed another part of the world and what went on, and the Taliban can take you out of your home, and if you're a woman, you can't be outside without a husband or a brother, or you're going to get beaten, and chances are your family's going to starve. So it is not a happy animated movie.
All right. I'm going to try to watch it. Stop telling me not to.
So, but I think Coco was amazing. I really liked it. The thing about Coco, too, was that it takes you in places you wouldn't expect. Like, it's definitely about Day of the Dead and how the boy goes into the world of the Day of the Dead. But it also, the thing I love about Pixar movies is they know that like when you're watching the movie, like what do you think is going to happen? Like we know what you think is going to happen, so we're going to go this way instead. So, and that happened with Coco for sure. So I'm going to go Should Will for Coco.